And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. This is fielded at the 27.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Browns drive about to get started.
They are coming off the game last week, which was a very interesting game in Charles. Ultimately, it ended in a tie.
And that's difficult on teams because, let's face it, Brandon, they just don't know how to react. I mean, who does? Did you win? No. Did you lose? No. Because when you win, you jump up and down. Life's good. When you lose, you set your face in that stone look so that you show that you weren't hurt. I think it's one of those things that at the end of the year, you find out just how you're supposed to feel about that tie. Did it help you or hurt you in the standings? Then you'll know what you really should have felt that game.
On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 39, Watson. This taken in by Jakeem Grant.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
48 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Nice play by Jerry Hughes to drop him behind the line.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long.
Back to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately.
Kevin Stefanski consulted with his guys above, and they've told him, throw that challenge flag. So for Kevin Stefanski, a smart decision to throw the flag. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes this a 9-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They try again with Cohen.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It's a 5-yard pickup that time on what will wind up being the final play of this first quarter. After one, it's 9-0.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got...
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb.
Down to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And again, it's Chubb.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
To throw is Watson. And
he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Can't give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for 3rd and long. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Now it's Watson. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns.
From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
York able to send this one through,
and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Mills. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Eric Murray. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because
and can you believe it? It's a 2nd safety in this ball game.
Well, partner, I'm just going to say this. Whoever did the scouting report for this game is going to get a raise because they've had their number at every turn, and they just buried him for a safety with ease. When you earn 2 points and give up 0 for a half of football, there's not much left you can improve on, even though they'll try.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. They begin this drive with Chubb. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Watson off play action. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now Watson throws another interception. Desmond King picks it.
Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Again, it's Cohen. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
They go play action. Mills.
And this throw will be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging, because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach, because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On second down and 4, Watson. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
If we go back to the last series, remember, their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway, and that helped contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe this quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback when there's extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Now Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this fourth down field goal try for the Browns. He hit his first, this one from 38. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
My, oh my, they've had some success bringing him off the edge. How about the gambling man who's the defensive coordinator? He's not just bringing pressure, he's bringing a corner to go after the quarterback.
And it's worked twice now, twice like a charm.
And not only has that worked like a charm, he's been awfully disruptive in his usual role covering receivers. Now he's rushing the passer as well. I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Returnable for Grant, and he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Three.
And some room to work. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 18. 112 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up first and goal. It'll be first and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll run with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be to get... Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. They'll try the counter here. Cohen. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. A run between the tackles with Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Mills from the gun on third down. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Mills. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Tackle made by Rasheem Green. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Second down and 8. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 156 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Hey, 31! Give me that!
Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. Brought down at the 20.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle, it's Chubb. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.